Hey everybody, this is James Wallace with Transit, coming back at you with our next installment of Rhythm in Motion, our video vocal percussion series. Now, as always, if you guys like what you're watching, you like what you're hearing, leave us a comment, leave us a question, leave us a video response. We're going to make sure we hit all that stuff as we keep moving along with our series. Alright, so today what I want to look at with you guys is an inward K snare sound. Now, if you remember, toward the beginning of our series, we looked at the outward K snare sound, and just to very basically get the idea of what we wanted to do, we said make a K sound and put some air behind it, like this. Now, with the inward K snare sound, you're basically going to be thinking about making a K sound while you breathe in. Now, this sound has a lot of advantages, one of which it's not going to sound exactly like the outward K snare sound, and so it can give the snare sound a little more color and a little more vibe that you might want to put in certain patterns or certain songs. The other advantage is that, of course, you're breathing in, so you're working the inward breaths into a pattern, which in a lot of ways should be able to help you do longer patterns or sustain patterns over longer periods of time. Alright, so when you think about this sound, what I want you guys to think about is your tongue touching the roof of your mouth, and as you breathe in, the pressure created by your tongue being on the roof of your mouth actually in some ways will force your tongue off the roof of your mouth, creating the sound you want. So it goes a little something like this. Now, with the inward K snare sound, you can actually change which part of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth and really where it touches the roof of your mouth to kind of see what exact sound you like best and what feels most comfortable to you. But for me, this is the sound that comes most easy to me and I think is one of the easier ones to produce. Again, it's just the inward K sound. Think about your tongue touching the roof of your mouth, and as you breathe in, the pressure forcing your tongue off of the roof of your mouth, like this. Alright, and now, kind of with the outward K snare, the sound by itself you kind of just have to keep working on and keep working on. But if you want to, you can kind of take that outward K snare practice run that we did and use it with the inward K snare, like this. Right? So you just put 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, since you're breathing in, you may not be able to do this pattern over and over and over again like you could with the outward snare, but again, it'll help you build that sound up and get to what you ultimately want to do. So again, just a very easy practice run you can do for the inward K snare, like this. Right? Okay, now, I want to go ahead and take that inward K snare sound and put it into a very simple beat. Alright, now I'm just going to do the beat for you guys this week. I'm not going to break it down quite as much. I want to see what you guys can do with it just by listening to it and getting a feel for it, alright? So here's a very basic beat I'm going to do with the inward K snare sound. Alright? So take the inward K snare sound, work on it this week. We'll be back at you guys next week with another installment of Rhythm in Motion. Again, as always, if you like what you see, like what you hear, leave us a comment, leave us a question, leave us a video response. Until next time, this is James Wallace with Transit.